How you doing? Would you like one?
You mind if we trade pamphlets?
Sure.
To the camera?
Yeah.
Can I say hi?
You can.
It's pretty cool, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love how you like have these really graphic images right in front of the school, you know?
Yeah.
It kind of just like makes us really think about stuff. You know, I think you should really look into that though.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, can I just put that in front like that?
Sure. Whatever happened to women's rights? Do you know how many women are murdered through abortion every year?
I'm not really.
600,000.
You know the statistic about that?
600,000.
600,000.
Yeah, 600,000 women. So
what
do you
about,
really care about women?
What about rape? Huh?
What about
rape kids?
What about rape?
What about rape abortions? Huh?
What about them?
Well, I think there's a lot of respect behind people, women who have children, who are rape victims, because you know how much tremendous stress is involved behind that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot.
What's wrong with rape?
What's wrong with rape?
Yeah, I'm just asking you to see if you understand what's wrong with rape.
You can't do it. It's not allowed. It's against the
Well,
law.
but why? What is it? What's the problem? I mean, okay, it's against the law, but if it was legal, would you do it?
No.
It's wrong, right? Why is it wrong?
It's morally unwrong.
Consent is everything.
Consent, right? So you have a person, right, taking advantage of another person without the other person's consent. That's the same reason abortion is wrong. You have a person being taken advantage of by another person without his consent or her consent. Does that make sense? See, abortion and rape are wrong for the same reason.
It's not the same. Raping someone and then killing someone's unborn baby, a little
This is
different.
a human being. This is another human being at conception. We know that. It's scientific fact. It's observable science. There's no doubt about it.
Who are you voting for president this year?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, you can.
Why did you choose to set all this up in front of a high school? Instead of, say, an abortion clinic or a hospital?
Once you go to an abortion clinic, the women that are going there are kind of like steeled to do the deed. They've thought about it. They're in a zone kind of. It's very hard to reach them. So you're trying to talk to the woman, but she's already, you know, they've told her at the abortion clinic they're going to be protesters there. They're going to be, don't listen to them. So she's been coaxed all this way, and she hasn't had any chance to free think about it, right? So we're coming to in high school before, hopefully, the women have made the choice to have an abortion, so that they can start thinking about it and understand and not listen to the lies. Because once a woman's in an emergency situation, she's not thinking clearly. She's thinking, I have a problem, I want to solve it. It's the same thing, you know, when crimes happen and someone violently assaults someone. I have a problem, I want to solve it, so they violently assault
married?
someone. I am, yeah.
Do you have any kids?
I do, yeah.
How many kids do you have?
I have 5.
And what do you think? Do you have a daughter or son? Sons?
I have both, yeah.
You have both? How many daughters do you have?
3.
Would you let them have their own decision, or would it be like a family's decision of their opinion on abortion? As a parent.
Abortion is objectively wrong because it's murdering another human being.
As a parent, would you let your own children have their own decision, or would you be subjective to make them have their decision?
Well, every human being you have a decision. You can murder another human being, right? That is your decision technically, but I would never tell you it's right. It's the same situation applies.
It's the same situation, but in the same sense, like, I'm just asking you, as a parent, would you tell
my
your
children
daughter,
know that it's murder to kill a child in the womb.
But if your daughter were to get pregnant,
right,
and you were against, obviously you don't want the abortion, and it's someone, and it's your daughter, having a kid, imagine she's a rape victim.
Sure.
How would you feel about that?
Yeah, I actually sometimes I bring my daughter with me, and people ask her, and she says, "I want to have the baby," because I've already told her I'm going to raise your child. If so that happens to you, I'm going to raise your child because I'm a man and I take care of my children.
I think a lot of people have like this kind of fixed mentality on both sides. You know, there's obviously agreements on both ways, but I think you have to be a first-hand example. Just like it has to happen. A lot of people who protest against things, you know, it often happens to them. Stuff like that. Well, I don't know why you're out here for this, but you know, I think you have an honest cause for what you're doing. Yeah. But it is not appropriate whatsoever to be in front of the school. Yeah. And I know you can't do it.
Why do you think that?
Well, I'm a student here, actually. You know.
Yeah.
I find it actually.
Why is it inappropriate to be here?
Why is it inappropriate?
There's 400,000 women in this age group that have abortions.
Papers.
Right.
To children walking across the street.
I'm handing out logical, rational arguments.
Quick question.
Hold on. Well, let me finish. I'm handing out logical, rational arguments to young men and women at a school. All right. Anyone here sexually active? Do you know?
Probably. It's a high school.
All right. So then they're up for doing this, right?
Why don't you do it in front of a whole neighborhood? Why don't you go down the street?
I am doing it in front of a whole neighborhood. Believe it or not, that's what it is.
Why don't you walk in front of a nice little community, a little cul-de-sac out there?
Right.
Put your car in front of someone's house and see how they feel about it.
How many cul-de-sacs?
I don't want to pull over in front of my school. I don't want to pull up inside of a high school.
Right.
and see your shit on
Why
the side
don't
of the
you
road.
want to see this if you're okay
Why
with
don't
it?
I want to see with
Yeah,
it? Why
if
don't I
you're
want
okay
it?
with it.
Because what? You know what? Not every single kid at this school is okay with seeing that. And you know
Right.
what? It's really graphic in a sense that you're putting things in people's minds and stuff
Do you
like
think
that.
it's wrong to kill a child like this?
I'm sorry, I just have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was in middle school,
Yeah.
one of my fellow classmates got pregnant with a junior from actually this high school. She was
Okay.
13 years old.
Okay.
And so she went to the doctors and she told them she was pregnant, and they told her that if she were to have this child, she would die during childbirth. So in that case, would you still think it would be not okay to have an abortion? She had an abortion to save her life.
Right. So unless you can tell me that you could tell the future, because doctors can't tell the future like that.
So it's
So
statistics.
The Surgeon General of statistics. Okay, well, statistically, we could say a lot of statistics and say, should we judge?
But it's not a hypothetical. This is
This is
what.
100%.
Right.
She wasn't physically capable.
Well, you're
of having
telling a
child
secondhand
at
story, right?
30. I know. I was
Okay.
there. She was there.
Okay, but it's a secondhand, right? You were there with her at the doctor's,
Well,
and then
no,
there's
I was
doctor's
there.
information. So what I'm saying, the Surgeon General of the United States, he was 25 years ago. He said he was a pediatric surgeon. He said it's never in 36 years. He's never seen abortion necessary to save the life of a mother. The life of a mother is a myth. We have more on it if you want to read about it. Here.